All right, welcome back to the channel. So Jermell Charlo is looking to have plans to move up to 160 once he's successful against Brian Castano to fight Jaime Munguia for the WBO strap. If Jaime Munguia is successful against whoever opponent he's going to fight against the WBO strap once Demetrius Andre vacates to move up to 168. And this is big. Let's talk about it in this video. King Jr. got another video for y'all. Please sure that you make sure you like and subscribe to the channel to get all your latest boxing news. I'm going to do the best I can to keep the boxing news rolling. With that being said, it could be potentially that Jermell Charlo, Jermell Charlo already says that he's going to move up to 150, not 154, 160 once he is successful and have all the belts and stuff like that. It's always been a dream for Jermell Charlo to win all these belts. And with that being said, Jermell Charlo, I think is going to beat Brian Castano. I think he's going to knock out Brian Castano or stop Brian Castano this time. I think that Brian Castano, I don't know how true that injury is. I'm a little suspect about the injury, and Brian Castano says he's hurt, so we're just waiting on this fight to happen. I can't wait to see the rematch. And Jermell Charlo does a lot of good things when it comes to rematches because he revamped himself. He focused to get back to the lab and work on his craft and do whatever it takes to win. With that being said, it looks like Jermell Charlo, once he's successful and have all the belts at 154, he's going to look to either stay and defend those belts one more time at 154 or move up to 160 pounds. And it looks like that once Jermell Charlo does get to 160 pounds, Jaime Munguia will be a champion for the vacant WBO belt. Demetrius Andre will be going up to super middleweight, so he will be vacating that belt. And Jaime Munguia, it looks like Jaime Munguia versus Jaime looks like be a mandatory fight for the WBO, and I think that's going to be a great fight between Jaime Munguia and Jaime. And if Jermell Charlo does not take a stay busy fight at 154 to continue to have the belts one more time, he could push Jaime Munguia out the way and be at the number one, and then it will be for the vacant WBO belt, Jaime Munguia versus Jermell Charlo for the vacant WBO belt. And it looks like Jaime Munguia is ranked pretty high in the WBC and WBO as well. So either route Jermell Charlo takes, he can. Once you become undisputed, you are allowed to, from what I heard, you're allowed to pick from any sanctioned body to be the mandatory for each sanctioned body. I think the WBO is the really one that everybody goes. So I think Jermell Charlo is going to go that WBO route. But Jaime Munguia, this is going to be Jaime Munguia's breaking point here, because a lot of Mexican fans that I know of, that I talk to boxing behind the scenes, they feel like that Jaime Munguia is not fighting the best of the best opposition. They felt like that he has 39 fights and he should be trying to fight the best of the best. And you can't even name half of the people that Jaime Munguia beat. Only one I really know he recently beat was Gabe Rosado. Gabe Rosado, he isn't the same with Gabe Rosado like he was, but Gabe Rosado gave him a pretty tough fight. And if Jaime Munguia has to fight Jaime or anybody like that, that's going to be a very hard fight for Jaime Munguia. I have Jaime Munguia winning the fight, but I just think at this point, Jaime Munguia needs to fight high-level competition. I don't think that he's going to be able to beat a guy like Jermell Charlo, because Jaime Munguia, he stands flat-footed at times. He doesn't keep his head off the line. He doesn't use the head movement. He doesn't have great lateral movement. He's just more of a kind of, I don't know how to describe Jaime Munguia's style. He's more like a puncher in a way, because he has a lot of knockouts. He's more like a puncher. He really doesn't have great boxing ability. He's not the slight Jaime Munguia. I'm just not excited about Jaime Munguia because he hasn't fought the best. Now, everybody was excited one time back, but I haven't paid attention to Jaime Munguia ever since he was really on HBO at that time before they got shut down. But it is what it is at the end of the day. So it looks like Jermell Charlo could be coming for that WBO route, and this is where it puts Jaime Munguia in the position that he has to fight the best of the best, and he can't duck no smoke. If Jaime Munguia decides to not fight Jermell Charlo, Jaime Munguia also has an option to go the WBC route, because Jermell Charlo will be vacating that belt, the WBC belt, to move up to super middleweight. So Jaime Munguia, I don't think he's probably going to take the WBC route, even though he can. He'll either have to fight Chris Eubank Jr. or Carlos Adams for the vacant WBC title if Jamal Charlo decides to choose to vacate the belt, which he is, for the 160-pound belt. So I think Jaime Munguia, a lot of people's going to see him go this WBO route. He also tried to go fight Gennady Golovkin, but Jaime Munguia is not going to be petitioning in the IBF or the WBA and stuff like that. And I think the WBO route would be the way to go for Jaime Munguia. I think that he needs to fight better opposition at this point, because we're looking to see what Jaime Munguia is made of, and he's just really not fighting the best opposition, guys, to be honest with you. And I think between the winner of, well, we already know Ryoto Murata and Gennady Golovkin is going to unify the division, so it's going to put a position there. If Gennady Golovkin choose to win, he's going to vacate the WBA and the IBF. And if Jermell Charlo is successful against, let's say, Jaime Munguia, he can make his way to fight Chris Eubanks Jr., because a lot of people seeing Chris Eubanks Jr. Getting that WBC belt. So if he is successful against Jaime Munguia, which I know he will beat Chris Eubanks Jr. as well, Jermell Charlo can get undisputed as well. He can definitely get his hands on the IBF and WBA. Whoever will be the winner of those belts and fight for the belts and get those belts. And Jermell Charlo can repeat undisputed once again. I don't know how hard it is going to be fights for him at 160 pounds, because nobody seems to be wanting to fight the best of the best at 160 pounds. So we already got one guy within Gennady Golovkin that's probably going to fight Canelo Alvarez and not probably return back to middleweight once he goes up to super middleweight. And Jermell Charlo can get undisputed once again. I think Jermell Charlo is a great boxer, got great boxing ability. He does very well in rematches, and he has all the tools in the toolbox. I think he's going to knock out Brian Castano. But at the end of the day, be looking for Jermell Charlo to make his way up to 160 pounds to fight Jaime Munguia. If Jaime Munguia drafts that WBO strap, since he already has, I believe, the WBO interim title. So it looks like Jaime Munguia will be making his way to get that WBO belt, the super WBO belt, whatever you want to call it. And he's better be ready for Jermell Charlo, because Jermell Charlo is looking for all the smoke, and he's looking to claim all those belts if he just chose to go to undisputed route once again. With that being said, guys, it is what it is. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. This is your boy King Jr. I'm out of here. Peace.